komt later. Maar nu eerst de eerste spreker van vandaag. Hij zou inderdaad om 10:10 zijn begonnen. Het is nu 5:10, maar ik zal wel op de tijd letten. Het gaat over de toekomst van de media. Hoe ziet het medialandschap er in de toekomst uit? Ik zei het net al. Deze man is begonnen eigenlijk in de muziek, maar hij richt zich nu volledig op de ontwikkelingen in het medialandschap. Dat doet hij door middel van boeken, presentaties, artikelen. En de Wall Street Journal noemde Leonhard, want zo heet ze man, one of the leading media futurists in the world. Dus deze man weet waar hij over praat. Gerd Leonhard.
Thank you very much. It is very easy to be one of the leading media futurists because there are so few. That's why I like the Wall Street Journal. So if you're into Twittering, please add me in Twitter away. I won't watch the screen while I'm speaking though. Thanks very much, dankjewel, for inviting me for this amazing event. Before I get started, I want to tell you that 6 weeks ago I was in Iran for a speech. This was the first time, but I do have many Iranian friends, so I want to give some thought very quickly to what's happening in Iran. And my message to Iran will be at this point, yes, they can. A slight change from Obama's speech. I think we all have to keep a very good eye on what's happening in Iran. So, I want to take a good look today at the future of media. This is obviously not a topic that we can do in 20 or 30 minutes. Maybe 35, we can get there. If you have any comments, please feel free to Twitter away. Good morning. And let's move on right into the topic. So you're wondering, what does a futurist do? What's my profession? Basically, I come up with the understanding of topics. I do a lot of research. I wrote a few books on this. And from the topics, I generate ideas for the next 3 to 5 years. I work for media companies, technology companies such as these. I'm a strategist and I wrote a few books. You may know Music 2.0 and the Future of Music. Enough of the shameless self-promotion. Let's move right into this. The pace of change that we're seeing today is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to see how many things are happening at the same time. It sort of feels like this. Sorry for the volume there, but this is how things are happening today, like this, right? Everything seems like what was true yesterday is no longer true tomorrow. Now we have this trend, it's a worldwide trend from, I think Psycho is in with the company, showing that people enjoy online listening to music more, but radios and magazines and watching TV is declining around the world. Of course, in many cases that's not entirely true, as I'm sure you know, or you hope at least. There's really sort of a convergence of those two. What we're seeing around the world, however, is a huge amount of growth in digital content. As a mobile operator or a telecom, basically digital content is the future of mobility. It's the future of telecom, it's the future of our business, of course, is in digital. The biggest amount of research on this. So shows, for example, that television users today, this is actually from late 2007, shows that most countries in the world, I know you can't read this, but I'll show you, most countries in the world, actually, most people prefer internet over television if you had to take one away. So if you ask the question, would you drop television or drop internet, most people answer between 70 and 90% answer, take the television and not the internet. This is what we have around the world. Of course, the two are convergent, so the question is rather academic. But the digital natives really do want the internet over television, or they want both in the same place. So the change that we're looking at is basically the change going from a disconnected world, or a slow connection, like a dial-up or a slow cell phone, moving to a connected world. There's a huge difference. Once people that are connected, they act differently. And they act socially and culturally and politically different. This changes every business model that we've had until now. Because when people are connected, and we're just looking at the tip of the iceberg, right? 5.5% of the world is on broadband internet. That's not very much. Just wait until it's 30%. What is the change going to look like then? We're only at the tip of the iceberg. So really what's changing here in the long run is how we deal with content. The entire content business is essentially turned, stay at the front of the stage, okay, I will. The entire content world is turning upside down. So we're looking at a situation to where this is flipping. And where the content world is really being different, and with people connecting like this, where they're trading and sharing. Of course, you know all these things, but here's the bottom line. Connected people consume differently. Sharing is the key driver. If we turn off the sharing, we kill the business. This is what drove the music business, the film business, and of course the internet business is based on sharing. What we have to figure out is how we can take sharing and turn it into a business rather than a free-for-all. But we cannot disconnect the sharing, because that's the key driver of what we do on the web. Data is the new oil. Data meaning what people do, where they come from, who they connect to, what they say, how they comment and rate, that's the new oil. That is what will generate the trillions of dollars for your industries. If you turn off sharing, you turn off the oil. Not a good idea. What we're seeing right now with Twitter and other services is that real time is becoming everything. Real-time search. If you're looking to buy something, you don't want to know what was said 2 years ago. That's Google. Right? You want to know what happened last week or today. That's Twitter or many other. Real-time search is big. Real-time tagging and many other things like that. So the internet is also no longer chained to computers. Most people around the world, the first time they go online, they will go online with a mobile device, not a computer. Imagine how this changes your business. The interface, the size of the screen, what people can do, what kind of things you can set them, that you know where they live, and so on and so on. That is really changing a lot of things. 3.3 billion phones around the world. That was last year. Now it's 4.1 billion around the world. In India, 1.8 million new phone users every week. Think about all that content that you can provide to them, and how would that work in the future. It used to be that we had this sort of push mechanism. Radio, television, right? Basically an experience that was pushed to people. Now it's a consumption mechanism that we got used to listen and watch and consume, basically. Now all of a sudden, these push objects, which are television and of course newspapers and radio, they're moving into becoming pull objects. Our job is no longer to push people into something, buy this, watch this, do that, but to pull them into something like mobile devices do, and of course social networks like the Obama campaign, and of course like mobile applications. You know all this stuff, of course, I'm sure, but this makes a huge difference in the business model, going from the pushing to the pulling. Because